To the Secretary's office, Mr. Kenneth Carter, Euclid Avenue, Grafenhall. Please report to the Secretary's office immediately. Thank you.
Welcome to Wilderspool Stadium, and this has been a very much delayed kick-off. It's 25 minutes past 3. Castleford held up on the M62 motorway, but they're to kick off, and they do right now deep. So the match delayed by 25 minutes. Thankfully, the schoolboys of the Warrington Schools entertainers filling in that necessary gap. And this is an important fixture for Wire because Castleford are so far undefeated. Castleford playing in the yellow strip as ever with the black trousers or shorts. Warrington in the Sparkomatic sponsored white strip with the primrose and blue bands. Disappointment for Warrington fans today is that Andrew Gregory is injured. A back injury. That's Paul Ford at fullback deputising for Steve Hespert. Puts in a kick and it's taken well by David Plange. Penalty given against Mark Foster. The Warrington team today at number 1 Paul Ford, number 2 Brian Carbert, at 3 Barry Peters, number 4 Mark Foster, at 5 Rick Thackeray, at number 6 Paul Cullen, at 7 Captain Ken Kelly, number 8 Bob Eccles, at 9 Carl Webb, number 10 Bob Jackson, 11 Kevin Tamati, at 12 Mike Gregory, 13 Alan Rathbone. The substitutes for Warrington, 14 Mark Roberts, 15 Glenn Shaw. The Castleford team at number 1 David Rookley, number 2 David Plange, at number 3, Tony Marchant, 4, Gary Hyde, 5, Chris Chapman, 6, Steve Diamond, who spent a short spell here at Warrington, number 7, Bob Beardmore, number 8, Kevin Ward, at 9, Stuart Horton, 10, Barry Johnson, 11, Martin Kettridge, 12, Keith England, 13, John Joyner, captain of Castleford. Substitutes for Castleford, number 14 Tony Spears, number 15 Kevin Beardmore. Picked this week for Great Britain and subbing today. Referee Mr. DJ Carter, the touch judges Mr. Barrow and Mr. Haig. That's Ken Kelly to Bob Eccles for Wire. Bob Eccles to Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly looking for space, but well bottled up that time. That's Webb to Mike Gregory, playing number 12 today. Kevin Tamati in the second row, number 11. That's Tamati with it now. Hard shoulder, that's a slip pass into Bob Jackson. Bob Jackson looking for support, but grasped by 3 Castleford players. Bob Jackson plays to Carl Webb. Carl Webb bangs it back. Paul Ford puts the ball up. And it's a good take there by David Rookley. He's well tackled there. Mark Foster and Rick Thackeray in the tackle. Tony Marchant, number 3, on the 10-yard line of the Castleford half of the field. The ball's lost there by John Joyner. Rick Thackeray has it. Paul Ford, dummy half, to Ken Kelly. To Mike Gregory, tries to push a man off but goes down on the 25-yard line. Ken Kelly acting halfback. Alan Rathbone, number 13 today. He's on the break, hard man this. Ken Kelly. Tamati. Back to Kelly. To Bob Eccles, number 8. Nice pass to Mike Gregory. Webb. Cullen, lovely pass to Tamati, and Tamati strolls in there with a lovely try. That's his first for the wire. Lovely ball that from Paul Cullen, sending in Kevin Fire in the lead after about 4.5 minutes, and Brian Carver entrusted with the goal kicks in the absence of the Castleford. This will be a good one for the wire to win, believe me. And it's wide. It was a good kick, but sadly wide, and they don't count. So Warrington in the lead, 4 points to 0. 5 minutes gone. And it's Bob Beardmore to kick off for Cass, selected for the Great Britain squad this week. And Brian Carver has that covered. He's tackled inside his own 25. Tamati, the try scorer, drops the ball, but luckily it's kicked back and Warrington have possession. Barry Peters. That's Rathbone. There was a fifth pass, but he didn't see it. Rathbone felt it. Jackson. The crowd really behind this wire team this afternoon. Kelly, Mike Gregory, Carl Webb, dummy half to Cullen. Cullen, a lovely pass to Thackeray. Thackeray inside to Webb. This is good football. Webb to Mike Gregory. Mike Gregory straightens up and he's going straight. This is a try. That's a great try. That's great rugby. That's what the fans want to see. What a great try. Superb team football. Lovely play, I think, from Rick. From the Buckets boy. But that was fine teamwork. Well, 2 tries within 7 minutes. What a start. I'll bet the Castleford team wish they were still blocked on the M62. Wire came out very early, over 10 minutes before kick-off, and threw the ball about and limbered up. Looks as though it's paying dividends. Perhaps they should do it every week. Are you listening, Reggie? And it's Calvert to attempt the goal kick. Oh, and he pushes that dreadfully wide of the right post. So Wire in the lead, 8 points to 0. We've seen 2 fine tries. Beardmore to kick. Carvert to field. And he does. John Joyner. 11 years with the Castleford club, a great clubman and international. That's Alan Rathbone on the wire 25. Webb, Bob Eccles. That's Rathbone. Oh, and there's a punch thrown at Rathbone. He doesn't retaliate, thank goodness. They've been warned, the players, against retaliating, against mouthing. And quite rightly, the referee gives a penalty to Wire for that thump on Rathbone. Carbett takes the kick, and David plunges in touch.
A very important announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Would Mr. Kenneth Carter of Euclid Avenue, Grappenhall, please go to the Secretary's office immediately? Kenneth Carter of Euclid Avenue, please go to the Secretary's office immediately.
Penalty to Wire. Had to break off the commentary then to do a very important announcement. Ken Kelly with the ball, taking the tap. He's got Webby with him. Workaround move here. It's Eccles with it to Kelly. Kelly to Paul Ford. Lovely pass there to Peters. Peters beats his man. Peters gets the pass to Carbett. Carbett's coming inside and he's going outside his score here. No, he doesn't. Good tackle there. Very dangerous wingman, this Carbett. That's Barry Peters. The team are really bubbling now. That's Alan Rathbone on the Castleford 10-yard line. Webb acting half to Kelly. It's been all Warrington's ball. That's Bob Eccles, big number 8. That's Webb. Lovely pass to Kelly. Kelly throws a lovely pass. No. Penalty given. Obstruction against Cullen crossing, I think. But still the crowd appreciating this football the Wire are playing today. It's Castleford's kick. Beardmore the kicker. Stuart Horton taps. This is Barry Johnson. Sorry, that's Kevin Ward. Barry Johnson, number 10. That's Barry Johnson, lovely ball player. Good pass not taken, and Bob Jackson retrieves for Wire. He's been held down. Bob Eccles decides to go solo. Carl Webb acting half. Eccles to Kelly to Tamati. Carl Webb. Alan Rathbone. Ooh, what a crash with that shoulder. Fair and square. Penalty given against Rathbone. I don't know what for. Punching. Looked like a shoulder to me, not a punch. But there's no arguing, thank goodness. And Bob Beardmore puts the ball safely into touch. David Blange retrieves and gives to Stuart Horton, who plays and brings the number 11 into play, Martin Kettridge. He doesn't get far. 8 points to 0 in Wire's favour. That's Kevin Ward. Castleford haven't put a move together yet. Horton, Beardmore, Johnson inside to John Joyner, always dangerous. Made his debut for Castleford the same day as John Bevan did for Warrington. That's a long kick. Paul Ford fields. Paul Ford brought down by Chris Chapman. That's Barry Peters in possession. Kelly dummy half. That's Mike Gregory on the 25. 3 Castleford players in the tackle. Kelly again, number 7 today. That's Bob Jackson, number 8 today. That's Carl Webb, 9 as ever. And this is Cullen with it. Still got that tan from Corfu. Rick Thackeray to Kelly. Kelly to Tamati. Tamati to Gregory. Gregory, a lovely pass to Barry Peters. Barry Peters is running straight. Going to get a pass, a nice pass to Carbett. Carbett comes inside his man, beats his man. Beats 3 men coming across field. And that was fine football. 6 tackle coming up. The crowd are loving this. Ken Kelly puts the chip to the corner. Is it covered? It was a good kick too. Well, it's a long time since we've heard the crowd behind the wire like they are today. They realise that the directors are doing a wonderful job bringing players to Warrington. They're disappointed with the non-appearance today of Andy Gregory through injury. But that's Stuart Horton for Castleford, and a penalty goes against Rathbone again. I don't know what for. High tackle, I think. Didn't look very high to me. Nobody was hurt. Beardmore boots for touch. Good kicker, this boy. Finds it well. Martin Kettridge for Castleford. Bob Beardmore to Keith England. To his number 8, Kevin Ward. He throws a bad pass, but it's taken by David Plange. And he's put into touch beautifully by Mark Foster. Alan Rathbone having a chat with the referee. Seems to be a friendly chat. Kelly to feed. Referee not happy. Kelly with the ball, plays it. Rathbone to Mike Gregory. Kelly acting halfback to Alan Rathbone. Oh, he's hard. Kelly again dummy half. Bob Eccles to Paul Ford. Lost a stone and a half in the close season, Paul. Recently married. That's Webb to Ken Kelly. Long pass. Not a good one, but gathered first bounce by Rickery Thackeray. To Kelly. Good pass that from Thackeray. This is Mark Foster. This boy can move. But he's well tackled by David Rookley. Good fullback, this boy. Seen him before here at Wilderspool. And that's a bomb from Bob Eccles, and he's going for it himself. Rook is under it. Who's got it? And Mark Foster places the ball over, and the referee rules no try and a penalty to Castleford. The crowd don't like it. But who are we to argue? The wires are certainly buzzing today, and it's a tap. That's Beardmore on. But he's tackled by loose forward Alan Rathbone and prop forward Bob Jackson. That's Keith England, number 12, in possession for Cass. Horton to Ward. And he loses the ball, and it's a scrum down. Kelly feeds, and it's Wire's ball to Cullen. Looks lively today, does Paul. Kelly, Rathbone. Bob Jackson. Into the Castleford 25. Carl Webb, acting half. Kelly standing off the ball. Kelly works a around move with Kevin Tamati. Last tackle, sixth tackle coming up. We'll probably see the bomb. We do. No, it's a chip from Paul Ford. And it's fumbled by the centre, three-quarter, and Warrington's ball. Now is Barry Peters quick onto that one. This is Mike Gregory. Gary Hyde fumbled that one. This is Kelly to Bob Eccles to Kevin Tamati. Shrugs off a man, but can't beat the cover this time. Referee shouts held. Tamati plays to Bob Eccles. Bob Eccles coming left. Tries to crash through. Three men in the tackle. Mark Foster acting half. Foster to Kelly. To Rathbone. Kelly. Kelly, this is open wide, and Bob Jackson sends Mike Gregory in for a try right on the W, right between the sticks. What a try! This is sparkling stuff from the wire. Castleford undefeated so far, but they're up against it today. Peter Aspinall in his resplendent Sparkomatic tracksuit brings on the sand. And a sandcastle made for Brian Carver. He must slot this one over. Appreciation there and away from Mike Gregory. But that was a beautiful delayed pass that sent him over from Bob Jackson. And Carver converts, if I'm allowed to use the word in rugby league. And Wire go into the lead, 14 points to 0. 19 minutes gone. What a start. This is the rugby that will bring the fans back. Just before the game, we saw Warrington's new wonder boy from Australia, Philip Blake, presenting a cheque to the beautiful Karen Woolvine, who won Lifeline this week. He got a rousing reception from the crowd, did Phil. They've seen him on video. We'll see him soon live. Les Boyd and Mike Lewis come over on Wednesday, and Brian Johnson, the fullback from Sydney St George, in a couple of weeks' time. This is Bob Jackson. He's from Australia too. He's an 100% player if ever I saw one. Robert Jackson, and there's a dust up and he gets punched. A punch there, definitely, from Keith England. That was a sort of England versus Australia punch. I should be in the commentary box for Test Match Special. Wish I was, eating all that cake and drinking all the wine. And it's Carver to punt the ball into touch. Onto the roof of Snookers. And it's coming back this way. But still the ball's in play, and it's Kelly with a runaround move, bringing in big Bob Eccles, and he breaks cover. And he beats a man, and he sends Ken Kelly in. But that's a super tackle from Steve Diamond. Give credit, what a great tackle on Kelly. But the ball's still in play. Bob Eccles going towards the sticks. Gets the ball back, but Castleford have possession. Wire certainly moving this ball about today, but now it's Castleford in possession. And that's the punch throw, Keith England. This is Martin Kettridge for Cass on his 10-yard line. Horton, the hooker. To Barry Johnson, the ball player. Kick from Bob Beardmore. It's into no man's land, but Paul Ford's got it covered, no problem. Will he bring Thacker into play? No, he decides to go down and let his defence regroup, which they do, and it's Webby almost knocked on, but touch of the juggle, and he's in possession, tackled by his opposite number, Stuart Horton. This is Tamati to Alan Rathbone, almost on the halfway line. Kevin Tamati acting halfback, no doubt about it. That's a bad pass from Tamati, but it's well gathered by Rathbone. And there's no doubt about it. I'm sure that the Castleford pack are out to upset Alan Rathbone. Bob Eccles knocks on. And it's 14 points to 0 in Wire's favour. The kickoff delayed by 25 minutes due to those dreadful cones that keep appearing on the M62. That's an awful pass to Steve Diamond, but he takes it well. But he doesn't beat Barry Peters. Beardmore to Martin Kettridge. Referee not happy, penalises Wire, I think. Yes, Mike Gregory, the offender, gets it ticking off. And Beardmore to kick for Cass. Finds touch. Beardmore to play, bringing in Kevin Ward. He's running straight. They don't seem to have any moves. Very unusual for a Malcolm really coached side. Really, for me, one of the all-time greats, Malcolm. And that's Barry Johnson. Always a danger man with the ball. That's Stuart Horton. Pressure on wire. That looked a high tackle from Bob Eccles, but over the player's head. Castleford on the attack. John Joyner. Can't mistake John. Good tackle there, Cullen. And this is the sixth tackle coming up. Will we see the bomb from Castleford? Yes, it's Beardmore, and it's a bomb under the sticks. Is it covered? It's knocked dead. And the referee rules that the Warrington player knocked it dead, when obviously the Warrington players, and so do I, say that a Castleford player knocked it dead. But the referee right even when he's wrong, and it's a drop out from under the sticks to be taken by number 1 Paul Ford. He drops deep, and it's David Plans to cover the sunshine. Oh, and he muffs this completely. That would have done credit to Bruce Grobler on a bad day. What a clang. Beautiful afternoon here at Wilderspool. Sun shining and a superb pitch thanks to Ocker and his ground staff. A gorgeous afternoon. Kelly to Cullen. He's playing well today. Cullen brings in Thackeray. Cullen acting half. Thackeray plays. That's Rathbone. Rathbone plays to Webb. Webb brings in Eccles. Paul Ford took that ball very well. It's Peters with the pass from Tamati to Carbett. Carbett jinking inside. Reckon there's a move on here. Kelly, Rathbone, Kelly. Kelly with an awful pass. Sorry about that, Ken, but it was. Clange, you dropped the clange. Horton the hooker, dummy half. Beardmore. Barry Johnson. Keith England. Kevin Ward. Strong running prop. Doesn't get far with Rathbone and Webb in the tackle. Joyner. This is Steve Diamond. Sixth tackle coming up. Beardmore with a big bomb.
Where are you now, Claude?
And it's Foster with it. Foster plays. Cullen brings in Michael Gregory, and Castleford are penalised for a high tackle. Kelly, the captain, deciding what will happen. He brings up Carbett to take the kick. And Carbett will punt this into touch. No problem. Good ball, Brian. Carlos the Webb to take the tap. Kelly, run around, bringing in Ozzie Jackson. Mark Foster. Bob Eccles. Mark Foster into touch. And scrum down. Beardmore feeds. He gets the ball. He gives it to Diamond. Diamond doesn't get far. Cullen's on him. Beardmore. Martin Kettridge. Castleford just not throwing this ball about at all today. Very unusual for the Cass side. Keith England. He's grasped. Beardmore. That's John Joyner. Played centre in the War of the Roses match, which Yorkshire won at Wigan recently. Easy that for Thackeray. Thackeray well tackled by Tony Marchant. He plays to Kelly. Kelly brings Bob Jackson into play. Kelly dummy half to Rathbone. Rearrangement in position in the Warrington pack today, but it's paid off so far. Obstruction there against Kelly. Bob Beardmore will take the kick. Finds no problem. Beardmore traps, he's about to tap. Beardmore with it. Hard tackle there from Tamati. Horton, Barry Johnson, just inside the wire 25. Score still stands, wire 14, Castleford 0. Half an hour gone. That's John Joyner. And the ball's stolen by Mike Gregory. John Joyner still lying on a Warrington player. Referee not happy. Referee stops play when Warrington are in the attack. And he's bringing out Bob Eccles, I think. No, it's John Joyner he's having words with. Bob Eccles and John Joyner. What will be the decision of the referee? Who will get the penalty? I think it'll be a scrum. The referee gives the scrum. The crowd disagree. So do I. Warrington were in the attack. And the ball being fed yet again from the leisure centre side of the ground. Kelly feeds, and he's penalised. Referee's not indicated why. Yes, feeding. Ken Kelly fed his own forwards. And Stuart Horton gives to Keith England. But the wire tackling is fierce today, and they penalise him. Mike Gregory bangs the ball down in descent, and Castleford get a penalty right under the Warrington sticks for that descent showed by Michael Gregory, and Keith England is lying hurt. The Warrington crowd start the slow hand clap. They don't like Mr. Carter at all. Mr. Carter, the referee, from just down the road, Widnes, where, as Tommy Sutton always tells me, is the only place in the world that they grow brown daffodils. When I pinch a gag, I give credit. Half-time collection today in aid of the Warrington Schools Rugby League, who gave us some superb pre-match entertainment. We certainly saw some of the stars of the future. But the referee, he didn't see that offence. He gave the kick against Mike Gregory for dissent. But it's a man's game. And Beardmore has this kick, and I think he'll go for goal. He does. Three minutes gone in the first half. 14 points to wire, no points to Cass. But this should be a simple kick for the referee. Stops and starts the clock. Wipes his brow with his handkerchief. Beardmore slots the ball between the sticks, and Castleford put the first points on the board for the afternoon. Warrington 1 goal, 3 tries. Castleford 1 goal. That's 14 points to 2. And the crowd are not liking these things that are happening. Rick Thackeray tries to bring off a surprise move then. But Bob Eccles kicks very deep. And that's a penalty from the centre spot to Castleford. The ball going from Eccles' boot directly over the dead ball line. And Beardmore kicking this from the centre spot. Not kicking a goal, kicking for touch. We'll never forget the day in the first seconds of the Wembley final when Lawrence Skilfeder of Warrington, but playing for Wigan, kicked that goal from the centre spot. Right now we're in play again. We're not at Wembley, we're at Wilderspool. But the turf is lush and the weather's lovely. And this is Kevin Ward in possession for Cass. Gets the ball, it's fumbled, and Mike Gregory in possession. Need I say, from the Leisure Centre to the ground by Beardmore, and it's Cass's ball. That's Steve Diamond with it to Beardmore. Beardmore to fullback Rookley. Rookley trying to find space, but just finds a reception committee of two Warrington forwards, the number 12 and number 13. And this is Horton to Joyner. Joyner to Kettridge. Kettridge plays. And that's England, the man that was injured. Pressure on the Warrington line. Hold them out wire. That will be the instructions from the bench. That's Beardmore. Beardmore to Steve Diamond. Steve Diamond completely missed by Bob Eccles. And the referee penalises Bob Eccles for a high tackle. In my opinion, it was not. And I think Beardmore will pop another goal over here. No, yes he will. Yes, he will. Wire at home on Wednesday in the second round of the Burtonwood Brewery Lancashire Cup. On Wednesday. Good display today, could bring in the crowds on Wednesday. But Beardmore now attempt to 10 points with about 5 minutes to go before half time. Beardmore kicks. The ball straightened for Warrington 14, Castleford 4. Paul Ford to take the kick. Brilliantly taken, goalkeeper style by Joyner, who passes the ball to David Plange, the black boy on the right wing for Castleford. Horton the hooker to Kevin Ward. Ward the prop brought down on his own 25. Horton the hooker, dummy half. Wire's tackling has been tremendous. That's Horton. Inside, that's Barry Johnson. He gets a lovely slip pass out to Kettridge, but that's an awful pass there, and a bungle made of it by Castleford, and a penalty to Wire. And it's Wire's penalty for offside. Carbett to kick. Right-footed. Webb to take the tap. Ball boys have certainly increased the speed in rugby league. Kevin Tamati, and that was a high tackle, and the referee didn't see that one. Kelly, Eccles. Alan Rathbone acting halfback. Oh, he crashes through two men and he pushes Steve Diamond off. The ball goes loose and Castleford have possession. Diamond, he plays, and another. Well, I know I've been instructed to stamp out this high tackling, but there's no one been hurt in one, and I don't think there's been a vicious tackle. This is Kevin Ward trying to burst through, but he loses possession and Bob Eccles has it. In their own half wire, that's Bobette Jackson to Rick Thackeray. 3 men in on that tackle. Still doesn't go down. Referee says held. He plays it to Webb. Webb to Rathbone. Rathbone to Mike Gregory. Tries to burst cover but can't. Good tackle there from Joyner. This is Kevin Tamati. On the halfway line, Webb to Kelly. To Eccles, beats 2 men. Gets a pass to Rathbone, but it was a knock on. And a scrum down almost on the halfway. Wire in possession. Kelly plays to Webb, to Alan Rathbone, and a penalty given for a stiff arm against Alan Rathbone. Carbett being brought up. I think he'll bang this into touch. He's asking Kenneth Kelly what he wants to do. Peter Aspinall brings on the sand, and it's an attempt at goal. In the closing minutes of the first half, Wire in the lead, 14 points to 4. Carbett could put another 2 points here with a good straight kick. Carbett taking his time. Right instep. It's a beauty. Yes. A cracker. That's a cracker. And there's the half-time hooter. Wire going at half-time. 16 points to 4 in the lead. And the fans are standing in the stand. They're appreciating the football that Wire have provided today. Superb stuff. Great football. Looking forward to a great second half. Half-time, Wire 16, Castleford 4. Referee getting the booze. I could do with some booze. Might have some after the game.
Selection will be taken on behalf of the Warrington Schools Rugby League. The boys who entertained us before the...
Well, the teams are on the field for the part of the second half. Wire in the lead, 16 points to 4. And I noticed that Kevin Beardmore is on at number 15, I presume, and number 14 is also on, Tony Spears for Castleford. Warrington have no substitutions. Keith England's still on. I'll ask the people around me if they know who's gone off. David Plange still on, Rookley's still on. So Wire kick off. Paul Ford kicks deep. And Castleford in possession. That's Kevin Beardmore, chosen for the international squad. It's number 11, Keith England. Martin Kettridge, sorry, Martin Kettridge. Good tackle there. Referee says scrum down. Steve Diamond is missing from the Castleford ranks. And Kevin Beardmore takes up the hooking position. So number 9 Horton is missing and number 6 Diamond is missing, but number 7 Ken Kelly for Wire's got the ball and he's going into space. He looks fast. He's as fast as ever. What a try! And they're telling me he's slowing down. That was a great try. That was a super one-man try. That brings the crowd to its feet. What a try, Kenneth. And on my Lifelines travels, they keep telling me that this lad's slowing down. To me, this season, he's faster than he's been for the last 3. A superb try. Breaking the defence, he saw the line. Nobody could stop him that time. And let's face it, Rookley's no rookie of a tackler, believe me. What a great start to the second half. Well done, KK. And there's appreciation all the way around the ground, apart from the disconsolate Castleford supporters who've come all the way along that motorway, through that traffic, hold-ups, all the way along the M62. York were 25 minutes arriving late at Swinton, and, well, what can we say about that M62? I hate the road. But it's up to Brian Carbett now to put another 2 points on the board. Warrington have scored 4 tries. Carbett's kicked 2 goals. Let's hope Brian can convert this one. It's a good kick. He pulls it beautifully inside the sticks. And the crowd has seen the rugby they've prayed for seasons today. This is tremendous stuff. And Casa are a mean outfit normally. But they've just not been in the picture at all today. Not at all. Bob Beardmore to kick. He kicks deep. Carbett's got it covered. He takes it well. He almost falls over, but he doesn't this time. And there are 3 men in the tackle there. But all fair and square. Webby to Tamati. Tamati brought down well. Bob Jackson, he'll gain ground just on the 25-yard line. Carl Webb. Gregory coming up, takes the ball well. So Wire in the lead, 22 points to 4. Who could have forecast this? Paul Ford with a kick. It's long and Thackeray's going after this one. David Plants takes it safely this time. But he doesn't beat Thackeray. No way. No way. And it's Tony Spears, the number 14 for Cass. That's Keith England on the halfway line. Well, we thought Andy Gregory would be missed today, but Warrington have played sparkling stuff, truly sparkling stuff. This is Kevin Ward, he's a hard man. And he plays it. The referee says held. Beardmore puts in the bomb. And it's lost, the ball's lost. And it's Mark Foster to kick that. The referee's awarded a try. The referee has awarded a try. I just don't believe it. I'll look at this again when I'm listening and watching this video. I can't believe it. Who grounded? Who scored? I don't know. An obstruction try given. Well, 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 well. Mr. Carter, you're not very popular here at Wilderspool. Yes, an obstruction try, obviously, because that's why the kick is being taken under the sticks. This could put Castleford right back into the game. Hope it won't, but it could do. An obstruction try, and Alan Rathbone is ranting at his mates. But that shows a lot of team spirit. There's a lot of team spirit in the Wire camp at the moment. Everyone playing for his place, undoubtedly. Bob Beardmore slots it between the uprights. And Warrington are playing Mr. Carter as well today, I think. And it's Paul Ford to take the kick from the halfway line. Wire 22 points, Castleford 10. Paul Ford kicks deep. Rookley's got it covered, no problem. Sound fullback. Gives it to Plange, the wingman who comes inside, but he doesn't get far. Rathbone crashing him back. Castleford trying to make ground, but they're not making much. They're only trying an obstruction try. That's Kevin Ward playing. Keith England in possession. He plays to Kevin Beardmore. That's Barry Johnson. Kevin Beardmore acting half back to his brother Bob. The ball's charged down by Bob Jackson. But it's well saved by Rookley, and the referee wipes the slate clean. David Plange on a plunge. And the ball stolen from him fairly and squarely by Ken Kelly. Wire in possession. Thackeray. Cullen. Eccles. Gordon Pinkney, the physio, comes onto the pitch in his super Spokomatic kit, and there's a fumble there, and the referee rules knock on. Carl Webb knocked on. Very rare for Carl. And it's Michael Gregory receiving attention. Will the referee stop the clock or not? I don't know. And it's Cassie's ball. Beardmore. To Tony Marchant. Castile with it. Martin Ketteridge. And the linesman's on. This is a rough tackle against wire. I think it's Paul Cullen to be spoken to. And it's kicked to Castleford for that offence. Kevin Beardmore to Kevin Ward. And there's another offence. The touch judge is on, and I think Carl Webb's the offender this time. The crowd don't like the decisions against the Wire Boys. Captain Kelly's in there. And it's a penalty to Castleford for the punch thrown by Carl Webb, says referee Carter. Bob Beardmore to take the kick. I think he'll go for goal. Yes, he does.
Tickets are on sale for Wednesday's match against Warrington after the game at the General Office this afternoon.
Well, I'll be queuing up for them.
And it's Beardmore to attempt to put 2 more points onto the board and reduce the deficit to 10 points. Good kick of this boy. In the international squad. Good kick. Superb goal. So Wire 22 points, Castleford 12. Paul Ford to kick. Rookley together. He does. Reception committee waiting. Pushes him back 3 or 4 yards. 3 goals, 4 tries to Wire, 22 points. 4 goals, 1 try to Castleford, 12 points. That's the difference, tries. And the Castleford try was an obstruction try, remember. Long striding Martin Ketteridge, gaining valuable ground for Cass. Beardmore Kevin reversing the play to John Joyner. Referee shouts held. He plays. The two Beardmores bring in this little chip, and he's brought down off the ball. But play carries on as Bob Beardmore puts the chip in, and Kevin Ward gets possession, and he gives to the number 14 Spears. And Spears had a narrow escape. How about that? Spears, narrow escape. And it's Castleford still with it. Kevin Ward, pressure on the wire line. The only good footballing move we've seen from Castleford, that. And this is Bob Beardmore. Well battled by Alan Rathbone and Bob Eccles. 10 yards out. Bob Beardmore in possession for Cass. Kettridge to Barry Johnson, the ball player. He made a mess of that one. It's Michael Gregory with the Tonto headband. Kelly. Alan Rathbone. Paul Ford waving to the bench. And Gordon Pinkney comes along with the magic sponge and the magic spray. Meanwhile, Kevin Tamity plays the ball to Carl Webb to Bob Eccles. And Castleford lying well offside. Referee shoves him back. Ken Kelly puts in the kick. And Rookley's under it. Takes it brilliantly. Lovely taker of a ball, this boy. Joyner to Ward. Back to Keith England. Kevin Beardmore. Barry Johnson, a dummy. And he loses the ball again. And Kelly's in possession. On the wide 25. Get him on side, shout the crowd. And I think the crowd are right. What's the referee ruled? Silwire in possession. Rathbone plays. Webb gives to Bob Jackson. Beautiful sunny afternoon here. Beautiful weather. This is Kevin Tamity to Rathbone, but he knocks it. Whose ball is it? It looks like Castleford's. Yes, Chapman has it. Chris Chapman on the left wing for Castleford. Doesn't get far though. Barry Peters in there like a rocket. Assisted by Corbett. Martin Kettridge for Cass, almost on the Warrington 25. This is Kevin Beardmore, acting half to brother Bob. Bob brings in Keith England. Castleford player receiving attention, but play carries on. Beardmore to Johnson, Johnson to Rookley. Bring his backs into play, but they're not getting too far. Sixth tackle coming up. We'll see the bomb. We do. It's Beardmore. Bob Beardmore puts in the bomb. Paul Ford's under it. Takes it well. Tackle by. Appreciation from the crowd for that take by Paul Ford. This is Mike Gregory. We all call it the bomb, but Uncle Eddie Waring always called it up and under. And sadly, Eddie is very, very ill at the moment. Very ill, Uncle Eddie Waring. Carl Webb's playing to Jackson, who passes back to Ford, who puts in a long kick, and Rookley got a safe pair of hands. And three wiremen involved in the tackle. Kelly eventually brings him to the turf. And that's Tony Spears. Bob Beardmore to John Joyner, pushes off one man, but he won't get past Thackeray and Jackson. Thackeray comes away with the ball, and he doesn't believe it. He throws the ball away. He'll be penalised for that if the referee sees it. But he thought he was on the way for a try then, because it was wide open. And the referee having words with the touch judge. And a penalty given to Castleford, as I predicted. But Rick Thackeray really thought he was away then with that ball. And they're going for goal. 10 points in arrears. Wyre 22 points. Castleford 12. Castleford physio on, attending to one of their players. Oh no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was the boy with the bucket, the sand. First time I ever saw sand used at Woldspool was when Brian Bevan kicked goals for Wyre. Not many people know that, as Michael Caine would say. But we had the pitch heavily sanded then, and when Brian was called up to kick goals, he made a mound of sand. And that's the first time we saw it, and it's spread to Australia, and now it's spreading right through the league. Don't like it myself, but still, I don't kick goals. Beardmore's kicked well today. But that's wide. And it means that Wyre have possession on the 25-yard line. It's a dropout, I'm sorry, from the 25-yard line. And David Plange takes that beautifully, and he's coming with a long crossfield run. He jinks inside now. He throws an awful pass. It looked forward to me, but the referee wasn't sighted. And the Wyre players are saying that was certain forward, and I agree. The ref was way out of line. Plange again. And the slow hand clap starts from the Wyre fans. They don't like Mr. Carter. And that's a reverse pass from Barry Johnson. And the Wyre forwards going in like tigers. Crashing the Castleford forwards to the turf. Kevin Beardmore to Bob Beardmore. Bob Beardmore gets the pass in. And the referee indicates 6 tackle. It's Barry Johnson to play. This will be a kick. It's a lovely little kick. But it's Thackeray in possession. And he beats 3 men. Sidestepping 4 men. 5 men. This is a beautiful move. And he's brought down eventually by David Marchant. And the crowd love this. And he's held down. And the penalty goes to Wyre. And this should be 2 points, because they deserve it. What a superb run from Rick Thackeray, who's come back to first team football after a 2-year absence, and he's really playing super football, without any doubt. And that was a super run from Rick Thackeray. He bobbed and weaved off either foot. Super wing play. And Carbot to take. And it's there. No, wide. Even Dickie Bird would have given that one wide. Didn't give any LBs yesterday, I noticed on the cricket, did Dickie Bird nor David Shepherd. But this is rugby league, not cricket, my other love. Carbot takes that beautifully. Wyre 22 points, Castleford 12. And Chris Chapman tackles his opposite wingman and goes in and tackles Tamati. Tamati doesn't want to go down. He's held. Webb to Alan Rathbone, who loses the ball, and it's a scrum down. And the ball being fed yet again from the Leicester side of the ground by Bob Beardmore, and he gets it. It's Castleford's ball. Tony Marchant. Not seen much of Gary Hyde today. And that's Keith England, number 12. Kevin Beardmore acting half. Brings in Martin Ketteridge just inside the Warrington half. Johnson to Bob Beardmore. To Tony Spears. England. And Warrington gain possession. It's Mike Gregory again on that ball. And there's a fight off the ball. Carl Webb's involved. This could be a booking. Carl Webb involved with Keith England. He's cracked someone before, and the Castleford players are going deep and looking as though it's not Webby's fault. It's England's fault. But he's bringing out Alan Rathbone. Well, I'm sorry, I don't understand these things. And he's given the penalty to Warrington despite warning 2 players. And I'm sure the Castleford players realise that, because Plange and Tony Marchant already took the places on the line, ready for the Warrington kick. And Carbot takes and finds. Not too far, but safe enough. Warrington in the lead, 22 points to 12. Still a beautiful afternoon. One of the nicest afternoons we've had this year. Hence all the traffic on the M62. People going out for joyrides. The Sunday drivers. These are Sunday drivers here, the forwards driving in every Sunday. But Warrington Speck is obviously delighted with the team display this afternoon. There's Tamati inside to Kelly. Kelly, he's on the move again. He gives a lovely pass to Rick Thackeray, and the referee said he stepped into touch, and that's another try disallowed. Well, we can't see over there. The touch judge has his duties to do, but Warrington supporters appreciate the move. It was fine football. Thackeray's had a super game, a super team game today. And it's Warrington's ball. Kelly to Cullen. Cullen, a lovely pass to Paul Ford, but Paul Ford's brought down. Ford plays it. It's Cullen. Cullen to Rathbone. Rathbone surging through. And Mike Gregory took a swing then, and the referee saw it. And a penalty given. And he's bringing out Tony Marchant. And Wire get another 10 yards, and it's a good long 10 yards too. And this means Carbot will slot the ball through the sticks. Alan Rathbone, number 13, to be replaced by number 14, Mark Roberts. Today's Mighty Match Sports sponsor, Dave Tabron, high-class painter and decorator. Thank you, Dave Tabron. And Carbot missed that goal, and Thackeray's here on one of these weaving runs again. Substitution, Alan Rathbone's come off, and Mark Roberts has taken his place. Number 14, Mark Roberts. Rathbone had a real hard game, and Mark comes into the game. Mark Roberts immediately, first touch of the ball. And it's Tamati to Michael Gregory, just inside the Castleford half. The sun's still beaming down, and Tamati enjoying this match today. Enjoying that extra freedom he gets in the second row. And a workaround move with Kelly and Eccles, and Eccles puts the man off the ball, and Kelly gets a lovely pass into Cullen, who's tackled very well indeed by Chris Chapman. And sixth tackle coming up. We'll see the up and under. Oh, we'll see a chip from Kenneth. No, he gives a pass to Foster. Foster to Eccles. Eccles is going solo. He's going over. He's going over. And once again, the referee stops play. Why, I don't know, because Eccles didn't ground that ball whatsoever. Well, he's made some unusual decisions, Mr. Carter. First time I've seen him at Wilderspool. I shall stop taking his Liverpools. And it's Castleford with the ball. The score still 22 points to 12 in Wyre's favour. Castleford's solitary try being an obstruction try. Wyre have scored 4 tries. Carbot's kicked 3 goals. He's missed a lot though. And Castleford with it, Beardmore to Beardmore, brother Kevin to brother Bob. Tony Marchant gives the wingman Chapman the ball. He hasn't much chance though because he's completely bottled up by Barry Peters. Tony Marchant. And there's a kick there from Martin Kettridge. Taken well by Rick Thackeray. He loves having the ball, but he's well tackled by Tony Marchant. Foster dummy half, tries to go alone. Webb to Eccles, to Kelly, to Bob Jackson. Nice pass to Cullen, who fumbles but regains. Bob Eccles, dummy half, coming right on the blind side. He drops the ball, knock on. Referee looks at his watch. Beardmore to feed the ball from the leisure centre side of the ground. Referee not satisfied with the scrum, but it's Castleford's ball. Beardmore out to Marchant, playing at standoff in place of the Steve Diamond, who went off at half-time, or during the half-time break. Bringing play to Keith England. Still a beautiful day. And a happy day for Wire fans. Castleford steal the ball, but the referee's not happy. He says scrum down. There's a Castleford player injured. The physio's on. I may get about 12 minutes left to play. Physio not needed. Oh, a scrum being fed from our side. We can see what happens. Kelly has the ball. Kelly feeds, and it's Castleford's from the pack. But Mike Gregory steals it. He's off. He's away. He's well tackled by Rookley, the fullback. He plays it to himself. He's going again. Tony Marchant lying injured. But it's Kelly with it to Webb, to Eccles. Eccles got the space, and he's through. It's a try, this. No, he's brought down, and he gets the ball to Tamati. And the referee says scrum down. Would you believe this man? I hate to think what this crowd would do if Wire were behind at this stage of the game. Well, it's unbelievable. Mrs. Mary Hyam, our chairman's good lady, is leaving with Mrs. Worrell and Mrs. Tabron to get the teas ready in the boardroom for the visiting directors. Hope they missed 3 tries. Sorry about that, Mary. But it's Castleford's ball. As long as the Wire tries, I mean, love. And a penalty to Wire. I wonder if this referee will become a homer during the last 10 minutes. And Paul Ford has the ball. He wants sand. The goal kicking being entrusted to Paul Ford. Peter Aspinall brings on the sand in that flash Sparkomatic tracksuit. Carbett not had a happy day with his goal kicking. Paul Ford pulling his socks up, quite rightly so. I only ever saw one good goal kicker who had his socks around his ankles, and that was Harry Bath. There's a name to conjure with. What a forward. Paul Ford slots the ball between the sticks. Warrington 24 points, Castleford 12. And so it's Warrington 24 points, Castleford 12. Twice as many points, but Tony Marchant has the ball, and he's very well tackled indeed. And the referee penalises Tamati. He just couldn't get up, let's face it. And Tony Marchant knows it. And Kevin Beardmore taps, tries to take the Warrington defence by surprise, but fails to do so. And today's man of the match and match ball sponsor is Dave Tabron, high-class painter and decorator and fervent wire supporter. That's Barry Johnson to his other prop, Kevin Ward, who gets a long pass out to David Plange, and Plange is over in the corner. No, yes, yes he is. Well, that's unbelievable. Didn't look like it. When I said that Mary Hyam and Chris and Sue are going to make the tee, I said I hope they miss 3 tries, but I meant wire tries, of course, not cast tries. And David Plange gets his name on the score sheet. And a difficult kick for Bob Beardmore, but he's kicked him from here before. But 8 minutes left. Who will be the man of the match? Well, there have been some fine displays right throughout the Warrington 14 players today. Kelly's played well at half-back. All the forwards have played well. The centres have tackled well. Paul Cullen's had a good game. Beardmore to kick. And it's wide, and so the score stands at Warrington 24 points, Castleford 16. And don't let it slip now, Wire. There are 7 minutes or so to play, and that's not counting stoppage time. And Paul Ford to make the kick-off. Still a beautiful day. Paul Ford kicks, and David Plange, the try scorer, takes. And Thackeray and Jackson push him back. Plans to play. In to the tackle for Wire. And Castleford with it. Good tackle there from Tamati. England. Sorry, Barry Johnson, number 10. Beardmore. Kevin to Bob. Bob kicks. Looks good too. A superb kick. Could Castleford come back? Oh dear. Bit frightens me. 4 goals, 4 tries to Wire. 4 goals, 2 tries to Cass. Under pressure. 8 points the difference. Which means Castleford must score twice. But anything can happen in rugby league. Re-scrum, says referee Carter. And a penalty differential tap to Castleford. Bob Beardmore wanted to take it quick, but decides to get his troops arranged in battle formation and gives to Keith England. And he loses the ball, and Kelly accepts it gratefully, but he's brought down by Bob Beardmore. Webb acting hard, had a hard game, Carlos the Webb. Alan Rathbone had a stormer till he was substituted. Mike Gregory had a good game too. I'll get the man of the match in a minute. And that ball's kicked, and David Rookley has possession for Castleford. He dummies to give to David Plange, but doesn't. Castleford still in possession. David Plange tries to go on the blind side, but Rick Thackeray or Rack Thickery, or he get him into touch anyway. So the Wire fans wanting another try, wanting some more excitement. And the Castleford few that have stayed at the railway end and behaved themselves impeccably, I think, would love to see their team come back. It's 24 points to Wire, 16 points to Castleford, and it's Warrington's ball. Rick Thackeray gets it. Rick Thackeray with a nice pass there to Paul Cullen. Cullen grasped very well indeed, plays the ball to Kelly. Kelly to Roberts. Roberts to Gregory. Gregory tackled by Tony Marchant. Kevin Tamati to Barry Peters. Barry Peters tackled well by Gary Hyde. Carve at the acting half to Gregory, to Kelly. Kelly to Eccles. Eccles beats the long arm of Kevin Ward. Still has it left and then right. Throws a bad pass to Kelly, but Kelly controls and takes well. But ground is lost. Mark Roberts, the acting half. He's got Bob Jackson alongside him. Bob Jackson in possession. Bob Jackson tries to beat a man, turns, tries to straighten, and goes a little bit further. They love Bob Jackson here at Wilderspool. He plays to Carl Webb. Webb inside to Gregory. We need another try, Wire. Make it so. 4 or 5 minutes to go only. Ken Kelly in possession. He's well tackled. That's Tamati with a kick to the corner. And it bounces awkwardly, but Chapman gets it. Chris Chapman has it for Castleford. Rookley tries to bring it away. Gary Hyde, that's Beardmore. Beardmore puts in a kick, and Paul Ford's got this covered perfectly. Perfect full-back positional play, but the ball's jogging and bobbling. He's got Carbett with him. He throws out a pass. It bounces, but Carbett takes it well. Very well. On the left wing. So it's right wing playing to left winger. Thackeray. Oh, looked like a punch to me. Thackeray plays to Kelly. Kelly brings in Bob Eccles. Bob Eccles sees the gap, through the gap. Got a man with him, yes. Nice little one-hand pass to Barry Peters. Barry Peters tries to sidestep, but brought down by Chris Chapman. Wire on the attack now. It's Webb. Webb to Eccles. Eccles to Kelly. Kelly to Jackson. Jackson to Mark Roberts, number 14. Back to Jackson. Jackson, a long pass to Mark Foster. Mark Foster beats his man, but he's brought down. Second time around. Thackeray dummy half. Brings in Mike Gregory. Gregory tackled well by the second rowers for Cass. Minutes ticking away. This is the sixth tackle coming up. Mike Gregory looks hurt. It's Kelly. Workaround move, bringing in Bob Jackson. Bob Jackson has slipped past there, and the ball's lost, I think, and Castleford in possession. Castleford player lying injured. That's Kevin Ward, bustling prop. But I think the game's safe for Wire now. A couple of minutes to go. Castleford physio on, attending to his injured player. Meanwhile, Beardmore's still buzzing. Never stops. And Castleford still in possession. Warrington in the lead, 24 points to 16. Sixth tackle coming up. Castleford will put the kick in. Kevin Beardmore. And there's a little chip from Bob Beardmore. But it's well taken by Thackeray. Well taken indeed. And he slips past Tony Marchant. But he's brought down by Gary Hyde. Ken Kelly to Bob Eccles. Kelly dummy half to Michael Gregory. Ooh. And that's full time. Warrington winning 24 points to 16.
The Warrington man of the match, chosen by Dave Tabron, the Mighty Match Ball sponsor, High Class Painters and Decorators, goes to Warrington's number 13, Alan Rathbone. Tickets on sale now for Wednesday's match versus Workington, second round of the Lancashire Cup. On sale now and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And so that's it, a great win for Wyre, 24 points to 16. Your commentator Peter Robinson, your cameraman Ian Unsworth of Easy Video Wigan. Copies can be...